Hey.
That's become the middle finger.
Hey. All right. Out of bounds, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Brought to you by the Barber Jackets, the super sharp Barber Jackets at Circle 7. Quality goods for the sporting life. Good morning. Welcome in. Twitter handle at BowBound. The number is 601-707-3750. As we prepare for liftoff on a football Friday. 3 hours of NFL, college. Lee Sterling at 7:20, handicapper to the Stars, including Jackson. Oh, what a throw there by Cam Newton to Ted Ginn Jr. I told that to Jackson today. He did not like it. You know, if you've listened to the show, you know that everybody's awesome and all the teams are awesome, according to Jackson. And so he jumped on the Houston deal.
Yeah.
Then that didn't really go well for him. Then he got on Louisville, and you see what happens last night. And I probably got him a little fired up this week talking about how the Saints were not out of the division race.
Yeah, they weren't. They may not. They still may not.
Right. But after last
division?
night, well, that was a division loss.
But it didn't go by division record.
Well, that's right. They don't.
And they're only 2 games away. I mean, the Falcons are known for collapsing.
I thought the Falcons were 1.5 up, so it made it 2.5, depending on what the Falcons do this weekend. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's a lot. I don't know. I kind of think of that as a lot in football. But
get hot. Well, the announcers were talking last night about the Panthers making a run. They have the same record.
True. For whatever reason, the Panthers seem like a more complete team.
They are. They have a defense that can actually do something. I was very surprised they held them to 23 points. That's a win for the Saints.
Well, yeah, considering the bulk of those were scored in the first half.
Right.
But that Cam Newton pass to Ted Ginn Jr. was unbelievable. What about Bobby Petrino and Louisville going to Houston? Tom Herman's been the name. Again, the flavor of the month. The coaching carousel is about to really, we think it's going to heat up. LSU is going to determine whether this thing really gets going, right? Because if Orgeron somehow beats Florida this weekend and beats Texas A&M, Drew, you said they're going to the Shug?
I would think so, because the Alabama will get a playoff, and the second highest team in the SEC goes to Sugar Bowl.
Boy, has the Shug lost its luster. Yeah, I mean, you got 3 lost teams going to the Sugar Bowl left and right.
But we're also...
And Cincinnati played Florida in it a few years ago, and Hawaii played Georgia in it a few years ago.
But I mean, even
it ain't 1982 anymore, is it?
If they do go, we are advocates of them being one of the best teams in the nation, though. So we have to balance that out. We do. I mean, because we've been very vocal about them being able to go toe-to-toe with anyone in the top 10.
Yep.
Any given day on a neutral field.
That's true. And they lost to Wisconsin, and they lost to Auburn, and they lost to Alabama. And they could be headed to the Shug. So would LSU – is that a good move for Ole Miss and Mississippi State if LSU hires Ed Orgeron?
They will be cheering. Children.
Now, here's the flip side. They're going to recruit in the top 5, top 7, whether I'm the coach or Eddie O.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Last year, they almost fired Les Miles. He was fired for the last 3 weeks of the season while they were playing, and they didn't miss a beat on the recruiting trail. In fact, LSU recruits itself even more than Bama. And Bama has way, I mean, obviously the number 1 program in the history of college football, right, and they have more national championships than anybody. And look at what Saban's done with 4 titles. And Saban's won 17 in a row, 17 SEC games in a row. And it'll be 18 after Thanksgiving. So, but the coaching carousel, does it all kind of depend on LSU, or do we actually believe that A&M and Texas are still in play? I mean, Charlie Strong has Kansas and TCU. Surely they do what they need to do there, right?
Has he not played himself out of this already?
Out of the job?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think
if they drop one of the next two, if they drop to Kansas, TCU's not that bad of a program.
Oh, no, they're not. They're just not good this year.
Right. Which, I mean, they've actually been decent at points this year because my boy Kenny Trill Hill is out there running the QB.
Yeah, your boy Kenny Trill Hill.
That's
they have at Kansas and TCU at home. And then Texas A&M. Do you really believe that they would cut the cord with Sumlin if LSU beats them at 8-4?
I think if they wait and see what happens at LSU and Texas, they might.
Oh, you think they'll get pressured?
But if you wait, you miss out on Herman.
And Fisher.
Or is Herman still there? Strong should win the next two games, even as bad a coach as he is, and as dysfunctional as Texas is. So if LSU stays with Ogeron, let's play this out. If LSU stays with Eddie O, and Strong beats, I mean, we're not asking for much, Kansas and a bad TCU team, and Sumlin beats UT San Antonio this weekend, and he loses to LSU, are they and so Herman's there. Now nobody goes, what's Herman going to do? I mean, there's no job opening. If Brian Kelly stays at Notre Dame, Clay Helton's winning at Southern Cal, there's no job. Herman's sitting there going, hold on. I just smoked Louisville and Lamar Jackson and made Lamar Jackson look very pedestrian along with the whole Louisville team. And I didn't just beat them. We blew them out. But I don't have anywhere to go. I got to stay here. Now, granted, they bumped him to like, what, $3.8 million? In Houston, something, or three-ish.
He's getting paid.
3.8 may be wrong, but I know they went to 3 with him. And no G5 pays $3+ million. We all know that. Can we think of a G5 team?
It's 3.
Okay, they went to $3 million, and then I think they put a bunch of incentives and stuff, but he's not going to make the, college football playoff or even a New Year's. He's out of a New Year's Six bowl game, right?
Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to win your conference.
Yeah, that's over.
Okay. All right. So he doesn't get that bonus either. What does Herman do? Does he lock in and man up, and can he grind through another year?
No, you lose your quarterback.
He's losing Greg Ward.
Yeah, you jump ship if you're him.
But where? What's open? I mean, you're not going to Purdue. Kansas may not. I mean, you're not going to Kansas. Houston's better than Kansas. Where are you going to go? What I'm saying is, if someone stays at A&M and Strong beats, this is not too much to ask, even though they've been a train wreck. If Charlie Strong at Texas beats Kansas and TCU, and again, TCU's not a good football team, and Eddie O beats Florida and A&M. We don't have anything, guys.
You don't go to Baylor, do you?
He could probably wear people out.
I don't think you go to Baylor.
I don't think he does either.
There's strong rumors yesterday. I talked to somebody in the coaching profession, Power 5 level, that said Larry Fedora is sniffing around Baylor.
I thought Les Miles was looking there too.
He is.
Larry Fedora is from Texas. His brother is a wildly successful high school coach. And he has a relationship with Grant Taft. And so it sounds like Fedora wants out of North Carolina and back into Texas. Now, he's overrated as a coach. I laugh on message boards but Bartu's been telling us this for years. He lost way too many games he should have won according to the Matrix at Southern Miss.
But he keeps winning games he shouldn't win.
But he got beat by Duke last Thursday night, and they out-recruit Duke by 25 spots or 30 spots, according to composite recruiting rankings. He had no business losing to Duke last week. No. If you look at just pure talent, Now, I understand Iowa had no business beating Michigan. Pitt had no business beating Clemson. There's a long list of games this year. But we're going to extend this segment. Lee Sterling, 720, the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Good morning. Welcome in. We'll have MRA football tonight. Championship, Mississippi College, MRA will play Jackson Prep. Jackson Prep, MRA on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Pregame 6:30, kick at 7. I think that I have that right unless somebody tells me different. And then we have more playoffs, high school ball, Warren Central and Clinton. Beating a team twice is virtually impossible, especially in football. We saw that with LSU and Bama several years ago. Saw that with PCS, probably the best team in the private school league, but they beat Prep, then they pulled Prep again before the championship. Prep goes down there, wins. Really tough to tell 15, 16, 17-year-olds to get up again. Prep's in it. MRA's in it. I don't know if it'll be a heck of a game or not. But we'll have it right here on ESPN 105.9 The Zone. And, yes, we stream that too, thezone1059.com, or you can hit the Out of Bounds radio app. What if we don't? LSU stays with Eddie O. Texas was strong. A&M was Sumlin. Wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't.
It wouldn't surprise me. But at the same time,
is A&M really going to pull the trigger?
A&M's not pulling the trigger.
At 8-4? They're not really wired like that. Like Auburn's wired to stick a knife in somebody because Bama is there to drive them crazy. A&M is really, even though they're the sleeping giant of college football, they are not really wired like that. They have never, they have more tools and resources than Georgia. I mean, not by much, but I say that. To me, they do, but it's close. But Georgia has never really wanted it. They just don't. They're not wired like Alabama. That's why there's only one Bama. That's why there's only one Kentucky Wildcat. That fan base.
Right.
How many people sit in the stadium at Bryant-Denny and can't name another building on campus? A lot. I've told this story about my buddy being down at LSU a few years ago. Good friend of mine's an Ole Miss fan. He's down there at an Ole Miss LSU game. The game's not going his way, and he's got an obnoxious LSU fan behind him. He's like, Bo, we're sitting down in the corner of the end zone. And he said, I'm kind of picking up that this guy's not an alum, but I don't know for sure. He said, finally, 2 hours into the game, the guy's just wearing me out. LSU's playing well. He said, I finally reach in my wallet and get a $100 bill. Turn around to this guy who's just been berating me, wearing me out. Just obnoxious fan. And I show him the $100 bill, and I go, if you can name another building on campus, I'll give this to you. Crickets.
They got Muschamped.
Yeah. Thanks. That was a good drop on a Friday.
Yeah, you got Muschamp. Well, my question.
That was awesome.
Why haven't you mentioned Jimbo?
That was like the New Orleans Saints performance last night.
Saints probably a little better. Why haven't you mentioned Jimbo?
Because where's he going to go if there's nothing open?
Oh, so you think they're just going to stick with Eddie O regardless?
That's my whole point of the monologue is that if Eddie O wins tomorrow against a terrible offensively and a Florida team that is terrible on the offensive side of the football, they're awful. And if he beats A&M, who's playing quarterback? I mean, do you think that Jake Hubenak scares the LSU defense?
I think they're licking their chops.
Who's A&M got to run the football? Exactly. They don't have a running back that scares you either.
No. I mean, I get that, but I just can't. I think they still blank check Jimbo.
Not if he wins out.
All right, let me ask you this: if with Eddie O comes Cam Akers, do you keep Eddie O?
You don't do anything over one player.
Okay.
I mean, that's. Cam Akers is going to be a good football player,
right?
But nobody either fires or hires a coach around a player unless it's assistance. Ole Miss with David Cutcliffe or Eli Manning, and he was a legacy, and there's just a lot more to that.
Right.
Plus, Cam's a lock for Ole Miss.
That's true. That is true.
Because it makes sense to sign with a team that's never really committed to running the football outside of, Deuce a little bit. Actually, Deuce was a much better pro than college player. And to go to a place that's on probation. Hey, we're giving away these 2 hover helmets. Compliments of the College Corner Store. Here's how you register to win. You have to watch the show on the webcam. You have to prove to us that you've watched the show on the webcam, which that link is on the Out of Bounds radio app. It's on YouTube. You can type in Out of Bounds Sports, or you can go to our Facebook page, The Out of Bounds Show, and we've got the video link. And when you're watching the video on your phone, you have to just screenshot it with the hover helmets. You can see them right here twirling. $100 retail. They'll look great in your office or at your house or at your little game day condo or apartment. But we're giving away 1 Mississippi State and 1 Ole Miss. So you got to watch us on the webcam. Check it out. Screenshot the set with the hover helmets. Tweet to us at BowBounds and at College Corner MS. And that's how you register. And you can win a $100 Ole Miss hover helmet or a $100 Hail State hover helmet. Straight ahead, Lee Sterling, ParamountSports.com, handicapper to the stars.